Good morning, dear students. Let us start today's class with a small prayer. Lord Jesus, we surrender all patients and medical professionals into your heart. Bless us with your love and care and help us to provide healing hands and smiling face during their journey. Lord, make me as an instrument of your peace, love, and healing. Amen. Ave Maria. Okay, now we are going to learn regarding genetic mapping. So, what is a map? Map is guiding us towards our destination by highlighting an important maybe places, maybe routes, so that with the help of a map, we are able to reach our goal or destination. Now, what is a gene map? So, it is the descriptive representation of the structure of a single gene. Yes, it is a descriptive representation of a gene, or we can call it as it is a graphic representation of arrangement of gene in a chromosome. So, here we know that DNA chromosome, exactly where the gene is located, identification process, and identifying the locus on it, and locate the gene, and what is the peculiar character of this particular gene. All these things are identified through the mapping. So it is one of the most important aspects dealing regarding the genetic disease condition. So genetic map is a type of chromosome map that shows the relative locations of gene and other important features. So you can see in the picture many chromosomes and the genes are located with different strains. Okay, colors, codes. It is known as genetic mapping. So genetic mapping is a type of chromosome map that shows the relative location of gene and the other features of a chromosome. We have seen what is a gene map. Now what is gene mapping? Gene mapping is process of establishing the location of gene in the chromosome is known as gene mapping. Drawing or identifying the gene in a chromosome. The process is known as gene mapping. After once it is drawn, that picture or the project is known as gene map. In this picture, you are seeing the map of a human chromosome. The genetic mapping or genome mapping can be divided into two according to the approaches. Okay, the one is the genetic or linkage mapping, and the second one is the physical mapping. So, according to the approaches, we can divide it into two: genetic or linkage mapping and physical mapping. Let us see in detail. Now, what is a genetic or linkage mapping? Okay, double P is a linkage mapping is showing the arrangements of genes and the genetic markers. So, linkage mapping is showing how the genes are arranged and how the genetic markers are arranged, and it is calculated by the frequency with which they are inherited together. Now, what is a genetic marker? The video which I have sent before this class, you might have seen that they have seen the different genes and how during the recombination it goes together. If it goes together, it is somewhere close by. Okay, if it is not going together with certain characters, we can identify these two characters are away, not very close. So here we are identifying the genetic arrangements and markers. By identifying markers, we are segregating it. What is marker? Okay, remember the example which I have told about the patient who came out of the death. Okay, I told before his death, the markers were present. Once he came out of the disease, there was no markers. So what is a markers? Markers is any alteration in a sequence of nucleic acid or other genetic trait that can be readily detected and used to identify individual, population or species, or to identify genes involved in inherited diseases. Okay, I told that in the previous example that man had the markers for coronary heart disease and majority of his family members died with this disease and all had. So these markers for the coronary heart disease is an indication that he belongs to this particular family. So the markers can be detected to identify the individual, population and species and even for inherited disorder. So what is a marker? It is an alteration in the sequence of nucleic acid. Okay, one problem that may cause certain disease condition. So here the problematic codon, where it is located. So identify the difference between how the genetic linkage is performed. The gene mapping is performed by genetic linkage analysis based upon alleles at two genetics are located near one another and it will segregate together in a family unless they are separated by a genetic recombination. Okay, in the genetic recombination they can get separated, otherwise it won't get separated. The frequency of recombination between the loci, between the markers are measured as the physical distance. So the linkage analysis shows the position of two genes in a chromosome. Where it is not that. What is the difference between the gene 1 and the gene 2? Gene 2 and the gene 3. And how much may be the difference? Since it is not going together, so it may be distant. It is always going with another marker. So it may be placed together. So this is how the linkage mapping is happening. Clear? So it is a method of the recombination frequency is depending on the distance between two loci. The closer they are, less likely to be a recombination will occur. Recombination occurs only when the chiasma is located between the two loci. Okay, so it is either in the that division point just above and below the division point. Linkage is a method which allows us to determine the region of chromosomes that are likely to contain the risk gene. I told you the risk gene is otherwise known as marker. So identify the marker and identify the association between other gene. So that is how the linkage mapping help us to. So it has got many techniques. Okay, training of gene and with a certain dye and which dye is absorbed. So they will be able to identify. Clear? So this is how the linkage mapping is performed. Look at this picture. Here the crossover is happening between A and B. See? So this is going separately in the next generation. Recombinant chromosomes do form but not very often. Okay, and this is the occurs. This identifying the recombination and based upon that identify the distance between two genes that is placed. Okay, so I will tell you the example later. So this is an example of recombination through which the separation of the markers are seen. Now let us see what is the physical map. Physical map is a representative of the chromosome. So physical map provides the physical distance between the landmarks of the chromosome. So this is the how much physical mass is measured at physical distance in a base pairs of nuclear DNA. So physical map is used to help the identify and isolate the where the gene exactly is. Clear? So now if you can imagine, now linkage mapping is Modalakkodam is 5 kilometers away from Todupuzha. Okay, it can be in any direction, but it seems to be 5 kilometers. But in the physical mapping, exactly we are showing, okay, so it is located from here in this direction 5 kilometers away. So physical mapping clearly shows the distance, okay, from the base how much distant it is. But the linkage mapping is only showing difference between two genes. Okay, in the physical mapping we get where the Modalakkodam is. Okay, from Todupuzha it is 5 kilometers away. From Kodamangalam, if we are coming through one route, where it is. Clear? From Mandapuram, where it is. So this physical map is still more clear. So physical mapping is the isolation of segments of the human genome, and base pairs are identified, and where it is exactly located, it is identified in physical mapping. Look at the picture. The first is the genetic map. Distance between the two gene is written. Between 1 and 2 is 30. 2 and 3 is 30. 2 and again 20, 25. Okay, that is the genetic map or the linkage map, first one. Okay, and that is the cytogenic map. Physical map is showing, okay, now how much difference it is. Okay, so from the base, from one side, this gene located 25 distance is there, 50 is there, 75 is there, 100 is there, 125, 150 MB. Okay, so that is the physical map. So this picture gives you the difference between what is a genetic map and what is a physical. Physical map is again divided into three: chromosomal or cytogenic map, radiation hybrid maps, and sequence maps. Chromosomal or cytogenic map of the middle map you have seen under the physical map. Okay, so that is the chromosomal mapping to locate genetic markers, and it is observable in whole organism. In all the organism, in all chromosome, it is present. Okay, is the radiation hybrid map. Okay, RH maps. It is provide more precise information regarding the distance between the markers, like linkage marking. Okay, it shows the distance between the map or even the markers. Sequence map means genetic markers as well as the sequence between the markers. Here, where is the mark and what is the difference between the marks? Both are measured in a sequence map. So chromosome or a cytogenic map is a mapping of or locating the genetic markers of the whole chromosome of an individual. A radiation hybrid RH map is just like a linkage map, giving the difference between the two markers. And the sequence maps gives us where the markers are located and what is the difference between the two markers. What are the methods of gene mapping? Gene mapping can be done by mainly three methods. Pedigree analysis. So we can check the family tree and identify, okay, certain problems are there. So the markers may be present in the gene. Okay, so pedigree studies. So it will be giving the linkage chromosomes. Next is the study of increased or decreased amount of the gene product. What is the gene product? Protein. A certain protein is increased or decreased, just like a cystic fibrosis. Third one is the use of restriction enzymes. Restriction enzymes are actually enzymes. When it is put into DNA, it breaks the DNA into variable parts. Clear? So the site which are different for different enzymes. So restriction enzymes is helpful to cut the DNA. So we know that which aspect, in which area, in which triplet this particular enzyme will act. Based upon that, we can identify there is a triplet. So breaking the DNA into various sequence by using enzymes. So pedigree analysis, study of increased and decreased amount of the product of gene and the use of restriction enzyme. Now what is the use or advantages of gene mapping? It is helpful to identify one gene which is responsible for certain disorder, like a single cystic fibrosis, maybe rare disorder, cystic fibrosis. And again, it is helping the scientists to identify what may be the genes which is responsible for certain common disorders like asthma, heart disease, or a psychiatric condition. Now, the third one is to detect genetic heterogeneity. Okay, genocopies. That is important for the diagnosis, and it increases the knowledge on factors related to genetic recombination. Okay, the study of recombination is important in study of revolution, and it is helping in genetic counseling and to investigate crimes. Okay, whether this person, okay, with this genetic markers, if you are identifying the blood from the site, we can identify whether it is the same person or whether it is somebody else. Okay, so that is investigation of crime. Determining paternity. So the researcher collects the blood and blood sample from the members, from the child and the father, expected father. And usually if it is own child, one pair must be from the father. So they should be identical, one should be there in the child. If it is not there, the analysis can say that whether father or not. Who is the father, that information cannot be given. If 23 pair is same, is found in the child, that shows that this man is the father of this particular child. So to determining paternity, we can use. So use of gene mapping is to find a single gene responsible for certain rare disorders like cystic fibrosis, and even to identify the gene responsible for certain commonest conditions like asthma, heart disease, cancer, detect genetic heterogeneity or gene copies, to increase knowledge on factors related to genetic recombination, okay, which has got importance in revolution, and it is helpful in genetic counseling and investigations of crime, and even to determine the paternity. We completed mapping, and now we'll see what is Human Genome Project. So mapping of human genome is known as Human Genome Project. And as you know that the whole chromosome of the man is based upon 4 base. Okay, A, G, T, C, adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. And these 4 structures forms variety of genes. Okay, so it is introduced. So this is a project, international collaborative research program, where the goal is for the mapping of all human chromosome. So it is a research international collaboration coordinated research in order to study the human genome. If you look into the history of it, it is started in US, officially launched in 1990, October 1990, by National Institute of Health of USA. And it is started in 1990 and they targeted to complete mapping of human genome by 2005. Okay, many other countries also involved in funding and even participated. So from UK, Japan, France, Canada, Germany, and even other countries also included, and they have made significant investment. And they have identified the researchers or the scientists from various group, and they form an association, Human Genome Organization, and this project were conducted in different countries in a coordinated manner, and it is completed in April 2003. Before their target they could complete it. So this is the development of Human Genome Project. The aim is to sequence the whole genome with 3 billion base pairs. Okay, identify the whole genome. And next is creating a physical map of the human genome. Okay, get a physical map of it. Then to identify all the disease causing gene. Okay, among that, which is the disease causing gene that has to be identified. Then understand the functions of gene and to make sure that informations are available for researchers, for further researchers, and to develop tools for technologies and even the tools for data analysis. Identify all genes of the human DNA and determine the sequence of 3 billion chemical base pairs. Store this information in a data, improve tools for data analysis, transfer related technologies to the private sector, and the last one more is there, address ethical and social issues that may arise from the project. These are the aims and objectives of the HGP. Now look at the picture. You can see that a genome, a DNA, okay, it is fragmented, and again, okay, this inserting into the back, and even, okay, these are arranging certain enzymes so that the processing is going on, and afterwards DNA sequencing is done, and this DNA and this codon is identified, and based upon the base pairs are identified here. Okay, so from the DNA, the base pairs, the complete base pairs of the human beings are identified through the human genome. And the basic technologies used is a physical mapping and the linkage mapping. Okay, and even these are the other techniques that we are using. Need not go into much detail. Okay, I will tell you later. What are the major work done under the HGP? There are 4 major works: isolation of disease gene, comparative biology of human beings with other organisms, and advances in molecular diagnosis and therapeutic benefit. These are the 4 areas under which the HGP is done. So diseased gene is identified mainly by the functional cloning and positional cloning. Functional cloning is identify the function of a gene. Okay, product. What is the product of a gene? Protein. Positional cloning means identification the gene, establishment to identify the position of the gene in the chromosome. Okay, so and that is helping for the identification of the position, the loci of a gene. So functional cloning and positional cloning is done in order to isolate the disease gene. Next is the comparative biology of human and other animals. If you look into, you can see in the, they have given this HGP program in different map. In that they have seen how they have compared with the different categories. So techniques and infrastructure, so it is helping to understand even the functions along with the how bacteria is working in our body, in our chromosome. Okay, how it is changing, certain changes in the gene. Okay, all these things are done. Next is the advances in molecular diagnosis. So hereditary, neoplastic, infectious disease. Okay, in all these conditions, we can use molecular genetics. So HGP works in two major ways to identify the molecular diagnosis. That is identifying the diseased gene or the gene that is causing the disease, and even refining, identifying more technologies so that we will be able to identify more and more problems and even to treat it. It's the therapeutic benefit. Okay, pre-symptomatic diagnosis. Before the symptoms, we can identify. Now, in the prenatal period itself, we can identify. And if we have the markings of the Huntington disorder, which is coming only in the later, okay, in old age, we can identify from childhood itself whether the person is prone to develop Huntington disorder. Use of preventive measures. So we can use, okay, certain, okay, if it is a nutritive disorder, by replacing it, we will be able to preventive measures can be utilized. Okay. Next is the prenatal diagnosis. Before the birth itself, we can diagnose it. Gene therapy. Okay, that still it is under the investigation and development of better pharmacologic agent. So the therapeutic benefits are pre-symptomatic diagnosis, use of preventive measures, prenatal diagnosis, gene therapy, and development of better pharmacological agents. Now let us see what is the finding. It is quite interesting. There are approximately 3.2 billion base pairs in human genome. How much? 3.2 billion. And there are about 26,000 to 35,000 genes in a human being. 26 to 35. It is increasing, okay? It is identified in those days. Gene constitute less than only 5% of the human genome. That means among the chromosome, human genome, only 5% has got products like protein. Okay, that means 95% is, according to them, it is junk DNA, non-coding DNA. Okay, even I was thinking it may not be non-coding DNA. We might have not understood the function of it. Yes, the recent review shows that they are identifying more and more function of it. Okay, so that is the only less than 5% is understood by the HGP, and still researchers are going on. I'll tell you, hundreds of bacterial genes found their way direct into the human gene, not through the evolution. Directly they can go and act on the DNA. And the genes not functioning as a single gene. Yes, one gene for height, one gene for color. No. It is a complex process. Many genes are acting together for a multiple cause and even a single cause. And 99, okay, next is very important. 99.9% of DNA is alike, similar in all, same in all human race, without caste, creed, color, nationality. That means there is no superior race or no inferior race among Homo sapiens. So these are the highlights. Okay, 3.2 billion base pairs, 26 to the 1000 to 35,000 gene, and 5% of the human genome is identified, function, and 95% is still need to be identified. So the remaining 95 is called as junk DNA. Non-coding DNA is actually, it is helping to identify the revolution. Okay, I am actually belong to a community, Granai community. 3,000 years back, it was a mixing of Jude and Muslim. Okay, Jude and Arabic mix, not Muslim, Arabic mix. DNA is found 3,000 years back. So that revolution is identified mainly by the non-coding DNA. And even bacteria, hundreds of bacteria can directly act on the human genome, and the gene function as a complex network, and in 99.99 DNA is alike in human being, There is no superior race, there is no inferior race. Now what is ethical and legal social issues related to it? Okay, it is the fairness in the use of genetic information, privacy, and how it should be used, who must be used, and how the employment and insurance can get affected with the knowledge of genetic information. Next is the integration of privacy and confidentiality must be maintained. And if there is, if anything issues, psychologically impact and the stigmatization can come. Okay, so if my family there is a problem, okay, if it is known to the employer or to the society, the stigma can come. So reproductive issues may come. Okay, so this person may have this problem. So reproductive issues may arise. Then clinical issues may come. Sometimes uncertainties. Okay, many times all these things may not be very clearly we could say that, but certain uncertainties may be there. Here the person will suffer unwantedly. Okay, they may suffer more, and conceptual and philosophical implication. Okay, so exactly how it is. Now I told you the reason the markers were not there after his disease. Once when he came out of the death experience, there was no markers. So anything can happen afterwards. Health and environmental issues may be there, and the commercialization of this product. Okay, this how effectively we can keep it. What will happen if it is available in the net? Okay, so privacy, integration of the new genetic technologies, genetic testing things. Okay, so and again ethical issues surrounding the design and the conducting of research, and then there should be informed consent, and the education must be done to the professionals and the students and the public, so that what about the problem the research has. So those who are involving in the research process, knowledge must be. Okay, what are the advantages? It is helpful in diagnosis and preventing certain disease condition. Okay, certain they have the markers, so we can even modify the life cycle. So preventing the disease condition, and even modify the medications. Okay, which medication is more effective in pimples. So identify and treatment cycle can be more effective. Improve the criminal justice proceedings. Already I told you how the crime can be proven, and it helps to boost the economy. Okay, so the human man can be used well. Okay, so the economy can be improved. It can help more than just humans. Okay, so studying the understanding regarding the human being, understanding that all are equal. Okay, it is really helpful to improve the humanity. Disadvantages: it may cause loss in human diversity. Humans are different, and by telling that all are equal, diversity may get reduced. It could develop a designer human. Okay, that is happening in the cloning. We are preparing our own human. Okay, designer human. Its information could be used to form new weapons. Yes, genetic information. Now, genetic war will be coming later, it seems. Okay, wherever I am, if they find out my gene, they can prepare a weapon for me, it seems. Okay, that is how it goes on. I don't know how far. It could become the foundation of genetic racism. Okay, those who have certain problem, those who do not have certain problem, and it would most accessible to the wealthy cultures. Yes, okay, it is going to be this even today. The now the prevention of cancer, stem cell collection, all these can be afforded only by the rich people. So poor people cannot afford it. So these are the disadvantages. I hope you understood regarding the Human Genome Project and the mapping. If there is any doubt, please ask me when I am coming to the college. Okay, I will inform you. I will explain in detail according to your wish.